Yeah, one of my uncles, he from Forest Creek, like he was hit with a crash on it. Like he would have told him like, where is he at? I handled it. So and that would have just egged me on more because it's like, all right, if he can do it, I can do it.
I'm intrigued. What you said you like study different religions. What made you say you want to be a Muslim?
People ask sometimes, well, how do you do it? And the first answer really is God, but it sounds cliche almost.
We couldn't do this. We couldn't have this conversation, but we see greatness in not just you, but every one of the young people that are out there.
We can kind of say maybe sometimes people have to fall flat on their face in order to realize that God is real. We're back with another episode of the Hot Seat. But before we get started, we're going to break down what the hot seat means, right? So the Community Love Hub presents the Hot Seat Cipher, a therapeutic circle that uplifts, guides, and attempts to heal young men by uniting youth and elders in a safe place culturally. Grounded space where one young man at a time is invited to share his struggles, hopes, and questions in the hot seat, to be heard rather than judged, receiving honest counsel, lived experience, emotional support, and connections to mental health, educational, and community resources. More than a conversation, it is a living practice where elders reclaim their roles as teachers and protectors. Healing becomes action, and a strong sense of brotherhood helps each participant grow into a confident, grounded leader with a promise that no young man sits alone. He is seen, supported, and guided toward the best version of himself. With that being said, today I'm going to bring out our special guest that'll be approaching the hot seat. His name is Will. Will wants to be a successful content creator and clothing brand entrepreneur. He is up and coming. So let's bring on out Will.
Yeah.
How y'all doing, man?
All right,
Good.
Peace, Will.
Thank y'all for having me in, man.
Yes.
Ooh, a little anxious, but it's cool.
Yeah, take your time, man.
Last time I was here, stuff happened, man. But a new thing in my life right now, I say is I'm trying to get everything for the future started now, so I can live a happy life. Because I'm noticing throughout life with the jobs that are given in America, I'll say, is to keep you in one box and you can't really expand. So I feel like the point that I'm at now, that if any job that I have, corporate, labor, anything, is just to fund my businesses and way I want to express myself and have my family live a more, peaceful life rather than working 9 to 5, stress for own bills. I want everybody to own something because that's the only way I feel like you can achieve true happiness is when you own something, whether it's physical or mental, soulful, anything. But my biggest thing that's like difficult about it is the content creation. Like I blew up off it, you know what I'm saying, a little bit, and people do support it, but I'm a perfectionist. Like I really like, if I watch my video over and I'm like, dang, like I shouldn't have did this, but everybody liking it, but I'm still unsatisfied with it. So it's like, I don't know. And then with the clothing brand stuff, it's like I started it, I dropped the design. I liked the design. I didn't like the production. I think it was halfway. It could have been perfect rather than half perfect. But trying to start that back up. But the biggest problem right now is just getting everything started and together and maintained, organized. Like my life has been so like, all right, I'm right here, then I'm right here, then I'm right here, and then I'll fall off on something I actually love, and then I just feel empty for like so many days, like, I'd be like, I'm missing something, and then I had to come back to it, and then something else might fall off too. So I'm trying to like keep myself composed while I'm doing like 80 things at once that usually a 19-year-old don't be doing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
How old are you, Will?
19.
19.
Yeah.
Just
right.
turned 19?
Nah, I'm turning 20 in August.
Okay. Okay. What are some challenges and stuff like that you faced between the time of, let's say, because you're young, right? You're 19, you about to turn 20. But let's go from the time you were 17 up until now. What are some of the challenges that you faced?
17.
Man.
So, 17, I'll say the biggest challenge I faced with 17 was jail. Had charges and stuff of a possession of a firearm. Thanks to a while though, you know what I'm saying, all my charges are gone. Government can't find or nothing, you know what I'm saying? But the biggest thing with that was I was 17, so I was in school, of course. I didn't like being controlled at all. I know I hate being controlled. Like, the reason I was doing the stuff I was doing is because I was free. Like, I felt so free doing what I was doing, even though it was the wrong stuff. But 17, that was definitely like, I'm not listening to nobody. That was like my year. Like, I'm not listening to nobody. I'm gonna do what I do. I got bumped, but like, even after, I still don't like, if you try to tell me not to do something that I really want to do, I'm not gonna listen to you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like 18, I got back good, like centered with God. That was my year. When I was 17, I didn't believe in God at all, like nothing at all. Like I feel like everything was me. You know what I'm saying? The reason I woke up, that's me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't do no drugs. I don't drink. I take care of my body. I might have did X, Y, and Z, but that was all about me. I think I had control of everything. So when I got taken to jail, a lot of stuff was just having like errors, like on my paperwork, they didn't read my rights. A lot of stuff that got me to the point where I'm at now, where I don't have to worry about my past anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because it recently happened where everything got cleared. I was definitely like, felt like I was in like shackles. Even outside of the situation, I felt like I was in shackles.
Can I ask you, does 17, 18, so does youth really, how often does youth even think about God? Is that something you would say really, do they really think about God and think and question it for real, or no?
Nah,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why though, like, cause mine, like I said, how I wanted to be free. I don't like, I'm like, you gotta get really hit. Like, I had to take a significant hit for me to start believing in God and like just not like lusting and all that type of stuff. But before that though, my friend group, like my two best friends, Xavier and Ryan, we was always like trying to take care of our bodies, meditating and all that type of stuff. So we was spiritually grounded. I just got off my pivot. But we talking about the youth, it's a bunch of youth, and I'll speak for all religion. They'll say there's some religion and they'll do something that goes completely against their religion. And with me, I've studied almost every religion, you know what I'm saying? So I always try not to judge and stuff, but I teach, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a teaching that I'll bring on to a brother, like my one of my friends, Donovan, he was trying to get like a spiritual teacher from me, and I gave it. It was about him having like visions and stuff like that. And I broke it down to him, and he started to move on that, and his life started to change. But if we talking about the youth in general, nah.
How was you able to understand or how did you like, how can I say this? How did you find your spirituality? If you didn't believe in God at 17, how did you get to that point to where you felt like you could guide and or where you became spiritually grounded enough to like give somebody advice?
So,
one of your friends advice on that.
So throughout my life though, I've always had like visions and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like how I used to meditate. When I meditate, it's like most people meditate like just to get peace of mind, but I'm meditating like I can visualize things, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm flying one time, or I'm sitting in a waterfall one time, I'm walking down a creek one time. So it was like, for me, we used to watch this YouTuber, his name's Illuminati. So we was like, it's no way like he really living this. But then me and my bros tried it. I think we was like in 7th grade, and we was all having the same feeling. Like we went pescatarian and all that. So it really started there. I'm not gonna lie, because before that, like, it's so much, I say for my generation, it's so much stuff that brings us up way too fast, that takes us off the aspect of God. And I feel like God in me, and people might, I'm gonna say this, I'm Muslim, right? So when people hear that though, they think about terrorists and all that type of stuff, right? But when I break down what God is, in all actuality, they start to understand. But I'll say, like, for the youth, they don't want to hear none of that. Like, they don't want to hear like, all right, they think Jesus real. All right, Jesus real cool, but I'm gonna move how I still want to move. You know what I'm saying? I got grounded because I've seen things, I've experienced things. Like,
The gun charge was one of them.
it was a trickle effect. I had a Beamer, crashed my Beamer like a month before that, and then I started having beef with my mom, my family, and stuff. And then I was beefing hard with these individuals, and then I went to jail. It was a trickle effect. So,
Wait,
no, I was done. Go ahead.
what made you feel like you was, I guess you could say, in shackles?
So
You said you said that you felt like you was trapped, or
So in my mind, I feel like I can't do anything, because I'll say in America, once they see something on your record or something like that, you're automatically judged. Like, you've had a everybody here has had a conversation with me and felt me out and seen who my true character was, but they're not gonna hear you when they see that type of stuff. Even though my circumstance was straight defending myself, you know what I'm saying? But with that, I feel like, what was your question again?
what made you feel like you was basically talking about
Yeah,
you
there
felt
you go.
trapped.
When I couldn't move around. And it's like, when the judge told me what he told me like that, like, okay, we gonna put you in the program and your stuff gonna be gone. But if you do any little thing, he said, I'm gonna give you these charges and the charges you came in here for, and I'm gonna send you away. And that just stuck in my head for so long. And then knowing, like, the way I wanna move and do this stuff, like, if I need a background check for anything, it's like I can't really do it, because what's gonna pop up is like one of the worst charges on a background check, because you automatically get judged, especially as a black man. That, really hit me. Like, I'm like, dang, gun charges, you black and you young. And I'm like, I'm not one of those black kids that's gonna change my character. Like, I've been the same since I was 2 years old. Like, I'm never gonna change. So it's like, I feel like I couldn't really be myself with those charges over my head.
So, this is a beautiful platform. We get to see different experiences that you went through that brought you to where you are today. I'm intrigued. You said you like study different religions. What made you say you want to be a Muslim?
So that's a good question. So I always believed in Jesus, right?
Right.
And when I learned that y'all believe in Jesus, and I learned deeper about the history with it, I was like, dang, that don't like that, right? And I had the planes. I always see the planes. I got so many videos on my phone now that got the planes in it. You know what I'm saying? And then the science and how it's backed up, proven. And just doing the will of God. People don't know the definition.
Right.
Doing the will of God, submitting your will to God. People think, all right, they think Allah is a whole different person. It's just Arabic.
Right.
Me and God.
Right.
when you say God to me, if I spoke Arabic and you said God to me, I'm gonna say Allah back to you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like speaking Spanish. You spoke Spanish to me, I'm gonna translate it back in English. But people are intimidated by it, and that's the religion I've seen that has the most order. You know what I'm saying? You go to the mosque, women on this side, men on that side. We talking about the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, everything. So it was one of those things like I always like to take small pieces from every religion. Like Buddhism, I love to pray, meditate. I like to pray 5 times a day. I like to still have like to follow the disciples in the Quran and in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like being a Muslim, it's really about letting just God take your hand and just walk you through a life. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt about it. And I feel like Christianity, it's so many routes. Like some people believe in the Holy Spirit, Jesus, and God are the same people, but it's like the other group doesn't believe that. Then another group believes another thing. So it's like it's so confusing. And then knowing that like slave masters forced that onto black people, and me being a young black man, it's just like I can't get with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people like always make the argument with me like, how do you think Jesus is not God because he came back alive and none of the other prophets came back alive? And my argument is, why not? Like, if God decided he wanted to come back, he wanted Jesus to come back alive, God can do that. He's God. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing with the Christian thing is Jesus was after Moses and all of them. So it's like, so you saying they not Christians at all. And Jesus never taught Christianity.
So, question: How do because entrepreneurship, right? That was the basis of it, right? And being an entrepreneur, you have to have faith is real, like for real. God is real. Like, is people ask sometimes, like, how do you do it? And the first answer really is God, but it sounds cliche almost. But how do we bring that concept to the youth, right? Because I know you got social media, everything is keeping y'all away from it. And the history, like you brought up slavery, how do we bring the concept of God and faith to the younger generation to know that is a real thing for real?
I'll say this. With the younger generation, if they not gonna listen, they not gonna listen. That's what I'm gonna tell you. But for the people that are gonna listen, I say, if let's say you're Muslim, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's say a Christian walks up to you, right? And he's trying to debate with you or something like that, or he's a questioning Christian and he needs some knowledge on God in general, right? And you say, I'm Muslim, but I can teach you about Christianity because to be a Muslim, you gotta be a Christian. You know what I'm saying? So you can tell him things in the Quran that match up with the Bible, events and stuff like that. That's how Brother Rima got me.
Right.
Like all that type of stuff. It's really about evidence and not, don't tell them none of your stories unless it something physically changed in your life. Not something you felt, because they're not gonna feel you. They're not you. You know what I'm saying? Like with me, he was telling me things about God, and he doesn't wake up with me every day. You know what I'm saying? But he was hitting events that I never told him about. You just gotta prick their brains. That's the only way you can get it. Like, I try to tell my friends, or one of my friends, about like the science behind like Earth and all that stuff, like how Earth is a plant and all that type. He won't hear it because we in America, so he's like, bro, that don't even make sense, bro. Bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Ryan and Xavier, my 2 best friends, they like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's really a selective group. Like, I can't say like the whole youth is gonna listen, because I'd be lying. Like,
I probably got 2 parts to that, probably, right? I think you backing it up, you said like when you were 17 you didn't believe in God, but then I guess when you turned 18, when you went through your situation, you kind of seen God in your situation, right? So we can kind of say maybe sometimes people have to fall flat on their face in order to realize that God is real, right? But on the flip side of that, from my experience too, I know you said that some youth don't listen, and you're probably right. There are probably some that don't listen, right? But I have encountered youth, and I haven't came to them in like a preaching manner. I think that if you come to people in like a preaching manner and trying to like, hey, you know, Jesus is this, da, 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 like how some people approach, is not from uh, how I've experienced it was being able to tell them about themselves first, right? Um, Giving them uplifting words, right? It's different um, when you catch a young man and you talking to him and you tell him like, man, don't you know who you are? You know what I mean? And you start to point out the uniqueness in himself, right? And then it opens them up in listening, and they get very intrigued and want to hear more. I've encountered that too as well. But um, I think that you, right, through your experience and the things that you went through, that's one of the ways that you can help um, your friends, right? Or not even just friends, or some other young man or young lady that you might encounter, right? By giving them your testimony. I mean, my brother right here next to me, I'm pretty sure, and I ain't gonna steal all it. I'm gonna let him get some of it, but your testimony is one of those things that reaches people. And I know you got something to say.
Yeah, I was gonna piggyback off that. So there's a verse in the Bible that says, it's Revelations 12 and 11, and they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. All of the youth that me and him encounter, from schools to when I talk about youth that come out here and be wilding sometimes, they come up in here, we give them the tour. And in that tour, I share his story. I share Paradise story. I share mine. But you, as you already know, I did 13 years in prison. And when I share this with them, it's like lights go off. But it's not me preaching to them, because after I finished telling the story and how I came home and everything, I actually tell them it was God. But from then, most of the, I got a bunch of young men's numbers in my phone number where they have called me, hit me up. It was my testimony that drove them. Like he was telling you, your story. You have a powerful story at literally 19 years old that can impact many lives beyond where we might not be able to literally connect with them on certain levels. They may adhere to us. One thing I learned is, instead of me talking down to somebody, pull your pants up. Most of the time, if I was to tell you something like that, you'd probably tell me, man, get the fuck on. Excuse my language. I don't know, we can blip. But this is what you'll probably tell me. But if I share my love with you, love you, bro, keep going. If I do this consistently, what'll happen later on, it'll click. Why you care? Then the next thing happens is that you will start adhering to or ask a question. Yo, what you do? And that is how relationships start. But your testimony, that is one of the most powerful things that God give us to give back to man. And it changes lives one by one. Because as he said earlier, that's how we connect with the youth, through our story.
So, I like that. So, I feel like, so on my YouTube, right? It's more of a mental journal. Like, it's not like I have fun on there, but majority of like my things, I call them entries. Like, I'm talking about lust, manipulation, love, all that. Like, I told my story on there as well, but with his question, like with the youth, you right. Like, I feel like, because even when I teach my homies about stuff, like, you have to build that first. You can't, so I can't answer your question. You got to build it first. You got to see him, ask him a question, just a random question, nothing to do with God.
Yeah.
But if he keeps in your face, it's subconscious, like he gonna be like, all right, you somewhere comfortable I can speak to, like, you know what I'm saying? So with me, how I talk to people and how they ask me questions. If I want to tell them like how God is within them, I break down Allah. I say arm, leg, arm, head, right? And I say that's everything that you got. And then I get into when I'm telling them. My testimony has helped many people. Like, it's a guy, he texts me. I never met him, but he still texts me every day. He be telling me like his problems and stuff. He's like, yeah, you helped me so much. Da 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 da. Like, I feel like that's the greatest fruit that the human has is their stories. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom's story, my dad's story, like them coming together and producing me, and then me having my story. Like it's all trickled down, and with us, it's all about really like just talking to us. Like I say this, like I got like a couple, like they're older than me, like they 20. I got some youngers that's like 15, and they like be super high. You know what I'm saying? Might be off pills or weed, but if you seen them, you probably be like people be like judging them like off of that, right? But if you seen them like when they sober and they just playing the game, having fun as a kid, they like these are regular people, and that's when you pick their brains, like, or even if they are in their mode and stuff like that, just put them to the side. Like don't judge them because they look a certain way to you. They going through something. Like the people I'm talking about, like they've lost so much at 15 and 20. Like they lost best friends and all that type of stuff. Like they feel like that's their outlet because they don't have no teachers. You know what I'm saying? That's where y'all really come in as people who've cleaned up or always been cleaned up and want to just reach out. Y'all just approach them and be like, all right, let me get you. You see them at the gas station. Let me get you a little water, a little Gatorade, something like that. It's hot out here. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta really come at them without them knowing. Like, go ahead.
To your point, adults are the same way. Any adult that we normally or that you pull up on, if you just share something with them, who are you? Why are you telling me that? They get defensive. It's the same thing with the youth. I learned this from just dealing with people. I pay attention to people. I'm big on psychology. And it let me know that it's the same thing with the young people. Nobody wants you to just tell them something. I want to know that you care first. And if you show me that you care, like you said, get them something. That still can be a way that they'll wonder why you doing this, because some people think ulterior motive. That's the reason why I say you can just speak to them and keep going and just consistently do it. You said something about most of the youth done seen death at early age 15. They done lost friends. I didn't lose that at that age. But what I've learned is that y'all came up in a different time. Social media it did something to the mind. Music added on to this. Y'all came in a whole different era where this was just consistently banging up against y'all's mentality, what they call depression. Most of y'all are depressed over things that y'all can't even handle or shouldn't even have to go through. And most of us are here to figure out, or we should be here, to see how we can guide y'all to bring you out of that state. That comes with God, number one. But two, getting to know y'all and building upon the lessons that we have learned through our lives. This is part of the reason why Brother Rima actually was like, yo, we needed this. While Prince, thank God, all glory be to God, Prince was like, yo, we gonna build this, because what we do see, we see greatness in y'all.
Can I say something with that? I want to thank Prince Hall, man. Let's give it up for Prince, man. Making this thing happen, making it happen.
Yeah, because without the platform,
That's
we couldn't do this.
That's right.
We couldn't have this conversation, but
Facts.
we see greatness in not just you, but every one of the young people that are out there. Because guess what? We had to find it within self. And that's the reason why you see all these men on here, Nas, because, hey, we trying to figure out what is the solution.
You know, There's a scripture. I always like the way Brother Carlos bring those scriptures. There's a scripture in the Bible says that how can they know except they have a teacher? And how can they have a teacher except he be sent? So I'm applauding you because for you to be an example in this time facing social media and all of that, people look at example. You know what I mean? Like, I think for us to try to really preach, or it's better to lead by example. People look at what you do. It ain't what you say, they watch you. And if they see that you've been through what they've been through and they watch that you made a change in your life and they see you doing things positive, then they want to hear from you. It's like, how did you do that? You know what I'm saying? I watched you. I saw your actions. That's why they say action speaks louder than words. So your actions, for you to change the way you change, it needs to be applauded as well. So I want to thank you, brother. You're a powerful brother. Yeah, man. It's real.
I want to
Keep up
go
the
a
good
little
work.
deeper though. I don't want to stay there, but I want to, because your story does help people, right? So at 17, right? And we don't got to go into specific details, but I want to know what made you feel like you had to pick up a gun.
So, like I said, like, you really couldn't tell me anything. At this time, like, my two best friends, I wasn't going to school with them. You know what I'm saying? I was going to school with two of my other friends. And I was with this group, you know what I'm saying? And we had what the guys call motion. We had motion. We had everything that everybody in high school at my school wanted. I'm not gonna say what that is, but money and all that type of stuff. So I heard that somebody was trying to do something to me. You know what I'm saying? And everybody knew me. I'm not gonna fight you. You know what I'm saying? Take that as you will. I wasn't gonna fight you. So, but I'm not gonna crash on you. Like, I was never like a crash, but like, you're not gonna walk up on me and nothing like that. Like, and I know like the social media tip. Like, I don't be on social media like that. Everybody with 1,000 followers, I don't got 1,000 followers. I got more subscribers than followers. I got 4,000 subscribers quicker than I got 100 followers on Instagram. But on Instagram, like that, like people that don't like you will talk about you the whole day. So I got on point where somebody was that really be doing stuff to people was trying to do something to me. I'm like, you're not gonna do that to me. Like, it's just not gonna happen. I never beefed back with him, but his group, like, he was trying to like text my man, so like, tell your man, come here, and stuff like that. So I felt in danger, and I didn't have really nobody to come to at that time. Like, all my old heads would have crashed too. Like, all the people, like the older guys that I was talking to, I got one of my like uncles, he from Forest Creek. Like, he would have crashed on it. Like, he would have told him like, where is he at? I handle it. So and that would have just egged me on more, cause it's like, all right, if he can do it, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was more so like I was in it for the money and the girls. I'm gonna keep it.
Keep it a buck.
The money and the girls, like, and that's what I was getting. But I didn't know that attracted negative outlook from other people. And it's crazy because the people that was trying to do something to me was my men. We was cool, but yeah, that's the reason I feel like. Yeah.
So in that, did you feel a sense of security, knowing that, okay, once you got weapons, did it still
Nah.
feel insecure?
It's
Okay.
more of I got a better chance.
Okay.
I know, I got cousins that live down 23rd in Savannah. Like, they all got guns, but a lot of them die. It's like, you're not invincible once you get a gun, but you just got a better chance if you on point and he a little bit off point. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel. Like,
I got a question for you. What's the lesson did you learn?
from that, woo. Damn, the lesson I can articulate in words. I'll say this. I don't know how to say it in words, but it's this teaching that my minister gave. And he said, once you step out of line, God is always going to like spank you, basically. You might be an alcoholic. You gonna crash one day. You gonna crash. You might stay alive too. You might not even get caught by the cops, but you ain't never gonna drink again for real, cause that happened to you.
Those that he chastised, he loved. That's what it is. That's one of the Bible verses. Another thing I wanted to share was this, because it seemed like, one, I know you're a very wise young man. Learn this from being around you. How can we help the youth from picking up guns? Us as older people. How can we be there for those that are ready to go and make that move?
You gotta stop them before they start. Like, if I never, like, my people, like my mom, like, we good. I ain't have to do anything I had to do or I wanted to do, but I did it. But I didn't feel comfortable telling nobody. You know what I'm saying? And it always, with older people, you gotta show evidence. You can't be in the same circumstance as me and you try to tell me not to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, well, look at you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I had an older guy that was doing what I was doing and then flipped it, like my dad was that type of guy, but my dad, he was gonna get on me, like, he's my parent, so it's like, I don't want to come to him tell him, like, yeah, I'm towing guns and X, Y, and Z, I'm not coming home for 2-3 days, yada, yada, yada. Like, I ain't want to tell him that. It's more so you got to catch them before they start. As soon as you see, like, they hang around these type of people, you got to get them away from them.
I would say, man.
No, I actually wanted to hear if he agreed, agree on that.
Sure.
I'm just taking all this information in, man, soaking it all up.
I would say, I agree with you, right? I think you're talking about examples, right? We probably don't have enough examples of men showing the youth another way other than picking up a gun. I know we got people that's out here now that are trying, but I would say it's not enough, right? One of the things that I always say, because a lot of people like to always point their fingers at the youth and talk down and say, oh, look at how they acting, like, why they, like, I always want to point back and say, it's your fault.
That's right.
Right? And not directly for that person that you're talking about, but just as a whole. As a people, it's our fault because we haven't created or did the things that we could have and should have done for the youth, right? We should have been paved a better way, a better road for you all to travel down. And the reason why we see some of the mishaps and the mistakes that the youth are making is because we didn't do what we were supposed to do. So now I think is the time to really continue to create more examples and structure for you guys to follow by. And I think one of the things that, I can only talk, about what I'm trying to do, or what my brother trying to do, or Brother Chaz, Brother Rima, right, is creating examples for you guys, but you also want to see people being successful too. Because sometimes somebody that's not, and it shouldn't be looked at it that way, because you don't think a person is example, they don't successful, that they don't have good advice. But because of the times and the situations that we're in, I think, or the things that the youth has to face out here, the different temptations and things going on where they see success over here, but the success that they see, this glittering in gold, the things around it ain't too good. So being able to create examples that are positive and structured and still see the same type of success, I think that gives the youth a better, a clear view of looking at, okay, this is what I want to do. or I want to listen to that person because look at what they doing. So they can see you can preach God in your life by your actions, right? And by having or moving a certain way will attract somebody. It'll be attractive. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry, because you got me going now, what you just stated. I wanted to add to you, too, because I always wonder, you know, with the social media, which they should call it non-social media, because they teach our youth to be non-social.
That's a fact.
I was wondering, what is it that we could do? Because you all, in my opinion, you all have all the answers that you need if you only socialize with each other. And I notice, like, if I try to bring youth together, they're real stagnant where, like, you introduce them and they'll, like, stay away from each other. It's like, and you know they the perfect match to make something happen if they just come together. But from them being raised on the social media, they, like, come apart. When we were coming up, somebody introduced you to somebody, you're like, hey, I'm so-and-so. Hey, yeah, I'm so-and-so. And you got to know that person personally off of, not seeing them on their page or nothing. You got it personal. You know what I mean? That's social. Is it anything that we can do? As Brother Prince said, we can all collaborate, bring all that together so we can help y'all, show that y'all have the answers.
Yep. Events.
Wow. I'm glad he said that. I'm glad he said that. No, I'm glad he said that because listen to him, like he said, he really not on social, right?
Right.
And I know it is a population of youth, like through the streaming thing, that's not really heavy on like the socials and things that we grew up on, right? So like where I know I'm a millennial, where we went wrong is, and probably older is, we introduced the traps that the youth is coming into, right? So we have to do better at canceling, quote unquote, the things that once they was praising as cool, right? So like, yeah, that you have to see us successful too, but for so long, what image of success was the trap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm successful this for here, but I sold my soul to get it. And then you're going to follow the same footsteps and do the same. So we really got to, like, when we talk about make our community safe, like, for example, we talked about, why do we have strip clubs in our community? Why we didn't shame that when it was popping, but we fell in love with the law of, that lust, and we made that cool, but that's another trap. So I like how you said events, because events, like when at one point we had rec centers, right? That was almost a gateway to kind of stop the pipeline to prison, but now that's completely gone. So now we have to get back to holding these platforms and events and be constantly doing it, so where they have nothing else but to do this event, speak their mind, meet people, so they don't have time to go out there and commit crimes and do things, because really we do that because we're bored. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think I like that he raised that point.
That's the thing too. Like, me and my lady we was doing a little hike yesterday, and we were at the park, and I noticed a lot of Hispanic people out there, right? And it was families. They was in groups, right? And they were hiking, they were walking around, they were pushing their babies in the stroller, things like that. And there was a lot of them. I was like, dang, okay. But then it made me think back to, I was staying at this apartment complex one time, and a lot of Indian people lived there. And like at a certain time, like all of the Indian people would be outside together doing stuff, walking around, exercising, doing whatever, and socializing. And I was like, man, said to my lady just yesterday, I was like, man, I said, me and you, we out here and everything. And it made me think, I was like, I should have brought my son, right? Because I'm seeing all of these families out here together, right? And the few black people that I did see out there, we were just like separated, right? You might have one, I think I seen one black girl, she was jogging, she was by herself, and then I did see another couple, right? But they were like together, and it just like it wasn't grouped together like everybody. What they wasn't they were socializing with each other and stuff like that, and we were just passing by one another, you know. So
I got another. So, pretty much, especially with us in our culture, we are almost trained to be individualized. Because technically, that's basically what you're talking about. You're seeing them running groups in community, but us being individualized. This is what we're trained to do. For the youth, do you feel like y'all are trained to? I gotta get it.
By myself.
Pretty much. Because I do hear you always talk about your homies too.
Yeah, cause
He always talk about his homies.
but he said, I know where he about to go. Yeah, go ahead.
So for me, it got to a point where like, all right, I'm gonna get it by myself. But with my people and my bros, I knew my bros since I was like 2. You know what I'm saying? I always knew them. Like those are the same bros I've had since we was going to after school care and all that stuff. So I never felt like that. And the way y'all had rec centers, I went to summer what's it?
Summer camp.
Yeah, summer camp and all that. And I went to rec centers. My brother, my cousins, we always went to rec centers. We hooped, did all that, but it died off. I say this though, we don't feel like that until something happens to us with somebody we think is close, and it might happen in every community. But the way, like,
It be us.
No, it is.
It really be us because the trauma that do happen to him is someone older, an older cousin or uncle or something. It's always something older, or even when we be in the community or whatnot, and the youth run up to us, it's always someone that's older, or old head, if you would, that's frowning on it now and they upset. It's like it really be us though, because like I always go back. I'm just studying like even the streaming community. They are community. They got all their mans in the room. They chilling, making money doing it, and we for some reason is still we messed it up.
So
Man.
I was thinking because you play chess? Okay, so I was telling Prince recently. I've never seen chess played as a team. I've only seen it individually. But my mindset is, how do we get people to play and learn team building? Playing chess, you can take and do 2 people against 2 people, and you have to focus on, and y'all have to make an agreement to make the move. Because if we can, as a community, learn to start using this thing and working in collective with our brother to make righteous moves, what happens is we no longer single, or you're no longer alone to even make unwise decisions. You got your brother, iron sharpens iron. That's a Bible verse.
That's right.
I depend on Prince. Literally, this is me, him, and Paradise. These are my 2 best friends. They look. I can come to them if I need it, money wise. We build mentally, financially. We buy gold and silver together. Paradise gave us idea. Guess what? All of us bought in. We make decisions on Coinbase dealing with XRP together. You see what I'm saying? Because guess what? We want to see one another build. It's not, I'm going to hold this back for my brother. No, you get $1 million. You get 10 million because guess what? You got a store. It doesn't matter to me. But I need to know how we can get them to that point. And not you per se, because your mindset different. But you know, the rest of you may feel like they're singled out.
So, gotta get popping younger people, like people who they feel like is a big scene in the social media world. Like, this is why we feel like if you introduce me to somebody that I might have seen on Instagram, let's say I'm not who I am, and I seen him, he got a Moose Snow, he got Dior's, he got all the Marys, and I'm wearing a Marni Exchange, and I feel lesser than him. So when I meet him, I'm like almost subconsciously envious towards him. You know what I'm saying? So with the events, right? Everybody, even if I hoop every day almost, and I'll say from our community, the way you get them together is you get somebody, y'all have a large enough following to connect with people that are big in the DMV or outside of DMV. You can do a tour and just have places, rent them out, and you can hoop there. You can meet this guy. Y'all can connect and build off that, because the only way I feel like we want to talk to each other is when we can really share something. I can't share nothing with you if I'm on Instagram, and people that be wearing all that flashy stuff really don't be having it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But that's all I'm seeing. So it's like, I don't think we got nothing in common. Like, I'm still struggling. You might be struggling, but I don't know you, but I'm judging you off what, you know what I'm saying? But if I met you in person at an event, you're like, oh, bro, like, you from Kenilworth? I'm from Kenilworth. You from Savannah? I'm from Savannah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's small stuff like that. It'd be like, oh, you know such and such? You know such and such? And I feel like with this, on why people get standoffish or feel like they're individualized, is because when my parents or my older people told me, like, my friend might have made a mistake with me, they didn't tell me how to stay away from him. You don't need to be around him. But whole time, he a kid too. Like, he don't know nothing yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
coached as well
exactly.
by your parents, technically, because his parents may not care.
Right. Me and my bros, like, one time with Ryan, we went to school together. I was like real, like, I fought everybody in middle school. I said, I went to go get some like ketchup or something for my chicken nuggets. I said, don't touch my chicken nuggets, bro. We gonna fight if you touch my chicken nuggets. He ate my chicken nuggets. I fought him. He ain't even fight me back, but I fought him. And my mom got on me for that. Like, she was like, no. And she like made us like come together and talk and like, you gonna apologize, y'all gonna talk, play the game or something together. And we did. And we've been brothers ever since. Like, that's like literally me if I wasn't who I really was. Like, we got the same everything.
I think you're probably right about that. Like, the concept, it was this movie called Field of Dreams a long time ago. You might not know what it is, might be before some of y'all time, you might not have seen it. But it's a saying in it that said, if you build it, they will come, right? And I always think about the things that we attempt to build or have built and have been able to pull people into the situations or the things that we've created, right? And so I think, for me, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that it's a thing where we must build, right?
Must build.
Because they need opportunities, right? And if we don't build and create opportunities, then they have no place to come and gather and get together, and we have different things or opportunities that's available for them to experience, because by creating opportunities that they are able to experience, then they can find things that they're fond of and want to participate in, and then this, say, Will gets to see something that he's interested in, and then Nas is interested in that too, and next thing you know, they coming together on a common ground. So we got to build something, I think, to where we have these opportunities so that the youth can find common ground with each other and see that it's no different than me and it's no different than you, and we're in this thing together. I'm all for entrepreneurship and leading the way. That's one of the things I want to talk about too, but with you and how you feel about that. But there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5 either.
No,
right?
no, that's not what I'm saying.
No, I got you.
go to work.
I got you. But because with being an entrepreneur business owner, you want people to come and work for you, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to have the cycle of, being able to produce things and stuff like that. And it takes order and structure, right? But I think being able, like I said, to create these things is where people are able to find out if I'm a boss, if I'm a entrepreneur, or because all bosses ain't entrepreneurs, all entrepreneurs ain't bosses. But right, being able to figure that out, being able to figure out, man, I might be a great manager though. You know what I mean? I might be the best at doing this, but we just need to be able to create these opportunities. So it's kind of on us, right? And then it's on y'all too, right? Because you at the age now, right, to where you have to open up your eyes and look around and see what's going on, right? And understand that, yes, because you know now that the system is set up against you, right? You know that. So the thing is about being able to beat that, right? You knowing some's against you, and so you know you got to play defense because they on the offense with trying to get you locked up, get you hooked on something, or get you dead. You know what I'm saying? So being able to play defense against those things and being able to try to build for yourselves too and help build. So, but
No, I was going to say, I'm right on the line with you, Brother Prince. I was going to say, how do you feel when you see, like, because as we said, it starts with us, right? And I noticed that even Will would, like, look at me and you and Chad, me, you and Carlos, see our bond. You know what I mean? Like, they looking up and say, wait a minute, he's over here locked in. Like, we met each other. We didn't grow up together. You know what I'm saying? But we bonded. Like, that's the importance of socializing. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Prince. I do this. Hey, I'm Chaz. I do this. I'm Carlos. And it made me think what Prince was just saying, and Los and everybody. You know, I always have to go to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And he said that no one man can rise above the condition of his people. He said, so either we rise as a whole or we don't rise at all. So he said, if I have a bowl of beans, surely my brother has a half a bowl. And he also said that when we're among our people, we're looking for agreement. We have enough disagreement. You know, and on that we can build, you know.
I want to say this. I feel like, well, I'm going to go with you first. You changed my life in like 3 weekends. Because it's like, it was one day, it was me, you, Prince, Carlos, we was talking about spirituality, God, and all that. And we were talking about, like, y'all were just telling me, like, events in the Bible or may happen to you. It happened exactly like that with me. You know what I'm saying? And it changed my life. So, and I want to say this, too, about the youth. Even me, like, when people come to my job and they might be new, I don't want to talk to them. Like, I'm going to stay as far away from you because I don't like new people. Because it's been an experience in my life where new people have hurt me. You know what I'm saying? But you not that person. You know what I'm saying? And it really does, like, I had to really sit and think about, like, how y'all say y'all just shake people's hands and, like, greet people. I get uncomfortable when I'm around new people, like, and I gotta, like, introduce myself. It's like one of my pet peeves. I don't want to introduce myself. Like, you just stay over there, I stay over there. You know what I'm saying? But with the youth and the opportunities, all people have gifts. I think I'm gifted to help people. That's what I feel like. I've done it my whole life. I've given advice on things I never got through, and people elevated, you know what I'm saying, off the stuff I've told them since I was like 12. You know what I'm saying? So not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur at all. That's why, like, one of my big long-term goals is, like, make a business where I can help people that was in a situation like mine. Like, I didn't really do nothing wrong, but people wanted to hurt me, and I might have got bumped for it, and I want to bring them in. You know what I'm saying? So opportunity is really a big thing, and connecting with them on what they like to do. Like, I got a bro, like, he love HVAC. I'm not doing that though. Like, I'm not gonna do HVAC. You know what I'm saying? But connecting and giving pathways, because like me, I ain't go to college. I'm not going to college, but I got so much stuff going on, like, as a 19-year-old that maybe a 22-year-old would want to have going on. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about the pathways I got. When I seen you and I was like, I want to start a clothing brand, I seen all this going on, I was like, like, it's achievable. Because you see, like, social media makes you feel like,
it's too far.
yes, you never going to grab it. But seeing you and having a conversation with you, to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really up there, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, to see that you a regular person really like keep me going, or like to see that Brother Rima, like one day I was hungry. I was so hungry. And I think like I had like $50 in my bank account at the time. I think I was just getting off like my ankle monitor. He gave me a piece of his pie. I was like, all my bros gotta eat. Like all my bros, like if I'm out, like and I'm going somewhere, bro, like you want something, bro? Nah, bro, I don't got no money. I got you, cause like you know what I'm saying. We gonna build together, always. You know what I'm saying. But with the opportunity thing, you gotta really exploit what they're good at. All right, he's good at putting this together really well, really quick. He's good at writing down a game plan for that. You know what I'm saying? So my bet for the entrepreneur stuff is I just want to express myself. I always wanted to express myself and give my gift to other people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I love talking, but people that don't know me, they don't think I talk at all. But the amount of stuff and like I know that I share with people on a day-to-day basis, like it helps them, and I love doing it. It's like when I stopped making YouTube videos for like a month, I felt like gone. Like I didn't feel, I looked myself in the mirror and didn't know who I was. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on the entrepreneurship thing. I've been trying to do that since I was like 7th grade.
Ball your hand out.
Mm-hmm.
Can you get anything out of it?
Nah,
Can you get anything in it?
nah.
Open it. Anything can come with this. Pain. But also God can give you friends. People who you'd never, for me, I learned to be open. It's okay if I get hurt. Because what I learned from it, I'm always gonna get a lesson. I learned that, and I used to be like that. But I learned what happened. I can't get nothing in, nor can I give anything out. I'm a giver. I'm willing to take on whatever God give me because I'm built for it. And if there's a lesson to be learned, I learn the lesson, and then I can give a lesson back. Bless you.
Thank you.
One thing I do understand about God is that God ain't gonna never put too much on you that you can't bear. You're built for whatever comes your way. But learn to be open. That's how you meet Brother Raymond. That's how Prince ended up giving me a place where I can come in here and share my book with people. But the people that we have been able to bless because of him willing to open up, that's the gift.
That's a good point. I just want to build on what he just said. You know, what happened to us is not who we are. So sometimes when we get hurt, as you just said, it's easy to stay away from everybody. Don't come near me. I don't trust nobody, this, that, and the other. Yeah, because there's demons out here, right? But there's also angels out here. So if you cut off everybody, you cut yourself off from the angels that's coming to bless you. You know, even with a handshake, you know, you got a middle finger that goes to the main artery that goes right to the heart that creates the vibration. A man can shake your hand and you can feel all of that. You know, he don't mean you know him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man loved me. You know what I'm saying? Like, even me and Carlos, like me and Carlos, sometimes we might not always agree, but he know I love him and I know he love me. You know why? We hit each other, it's like, bang. And then Prince, we love each other. You know what I'm saying? But I get that from the feeling. You know what I'm saying? But when I cut, in other words, if we cut everybody off, we won't have the chance to know who's who and who's not. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because, you know, there's a thing called engrams. There's memory banks where you get hit. You know what I mean? Somebody slap you in your hand and you think, next time I come next to you and I go to scratch my head, you yank your hand back thinking I'm about to slap your hand like the last person did. You see what I'm saying? That's called an engram. It's locked in your memory bank and you have to go up in there and refile it. You know what I'm saying? There's ways you can do that. We'll get into the science of that later, but yeah, I just want you to, I don't want you to miss all your blessings because, as you said, you're a powerful being, man. And people feel you, and you'll get to a point where you'll feel people.
Or he, you know, bless others.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Whether
saying.
he bless others. You cut people off because you got something to offer someone else. you know, because you walk with your own atmosphere, right? So if you see somebody at the distance, you come over them, you give them some love, that you did your part. You know what I'm saying? God looking at you like, hey, you did what you were supposed to do because you transferred your positive force into that person, and it could change them, you know, could be going through something like, and I had a real story today. My brother came up there, 63, he said he felt like he was gonna kill himself today. He told me that, and that was, I'm in my head like, oh dang, God, you put this on my plate, now I gotta feel it out. Now I feel like I gotta give him some words. You know what I'm saying? But if I was to cut him off because I gotta go, and you know what I'm saying, then what if he really took his life today? And then I was one of the last person he talked to or didn't talk to, but he came to me. You are your own atmosphere, and sometimes you can be the angel that God is saying, go bless this person just by the frequency of transferring of the energy. So yeah, I feel, but I understand what you're saying though.
That reminds me of like one of them movies, right? I don't know the exact movie, but you ever seen where it might have been The Matrix, but the one person can walk by, he's evil or whatever, he walk by, he can touch the next person, and change his eyes, evil them. But that's just a metaphor. But you can be that person that person might not be the best version of themselves at the time, but by you being able to touch them, right, it just transforms. You created something more powerful
And that's
better. You know what I mean? So,
and that's how we're gonna have to turn stuff around, because the enemy had no problem going to people and turning them to, like you said. Yeah, we gotta be able to, even, you know what I'm saying, hurt them back with our love with each other. So I mean, we gotta change that now for sure.
I feel like, so I had a friend, right, and we wasn't that close, but he was like, I could, you know what I mean? Like, and I seen him kind of like going off the rail, right, like on social media and stuff. But like, I didn't feel like it was my place to talk to, like, bro, like, you good, like, what you, like, let's talk about it. And he ended up killing himself in like January. You know what I'm saying? I think it was January. It was January. And it was something that made me like, dang, like, I knew him, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and he's not hard, it wasn't hard to reach him. And I seen like the little signs and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I just didn't reach out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, I feel, again, it happened earlier today. This dude, 63, said, and I've helped him before, right? Fed him, you know, gave him some like cans of food, bread. So he come by, he just saw me, and he was like, man, my family gone. He got no family. His mom, his dad, his wife, his children all passed away. So he feel like he got nothing to live for. He telling me this today. Like, I ain't got no purpose, nothing to live for. You know, I really thought this morning, I feel like killing myself. But he did mention prior, like, he wanted to write a book. So while I'm hearing him, I'm thinking, man, I gotta leave him with something, because I don't want it on my heart to not. But I left him with, man, I said, just imagine this. You 63, right? Imagine if you just made it 7 more years, you persevered 7 more years, and your book come out. But it impacts and my children walking to the car, the little babies that you see right now, your story, because he got a hell of a story. I said, imagine if 7 years, your book came out, you release it, and it impact, and we get a chance to read it, and it changed lives. So you have something to live for. And he broke down, cried, gave me a hug. Like, nah, I ain't think of that before. And I just left him with, like, imagine, like, Jesus. We hear this story, you know what I'm saying? He knew the enemy. He was tapped into the Father. He knew the enemy had a plot against him. He could have diverted it and got out of Dodge, but he sacrificed himself to save and impact others. So now you as an angel have to know that you are angel, and you have to go against what the enemy is doing and now impact these lives. So that's how we grow as a community and or whatnot. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna give you this. Life is just an experience. Good, what we think is bad, because I don't think things are good or bad no more after I done seen life. I realized that there's a verse in the Bible says, and we know that all things work to the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose. That man had purpose that he spoke to. He don't know it. But the good things that he done been through, the bad things that you done been through, all of it is working together for you. If you never understand anything else, know one thing, it's building the main character. You're the main character in your story. We're just supporting cast members on this stage. I'm the main character in mine, Parents the main character in his, but you have to know that no matter what you go through in life, I don't care if it get hard, you can make it. You are stronger than what you think you know. If you never put, matter of fact, how do you get grape juice? You gotta crush grapes. You don't get the best thing out of that stuff unless it's broken. Sometimes you just gotta go through whatever you gotta go through, but the best comes out of you. And you gotta trust God. This is what it comes down to with the process, and know that, hey, you're called to be great.
I got one more thing. You got any advice for, as a 19-year-old, for anybody that's younger than you, that's coming from 16 or 13 and up, on how to choose your friends, right? And figuring out, I know you're still figuring out some of the things you want to do, but how you know, what kind of advice would you give about picking your circle, choosing wisely, so you can achieve some of the things that you want to achieve?
It's not all about the fun y'all have together. It's really most of the times where y'all bumping heads, or y'all get you sad and he help you out. When you see somebody reaching out to you, even if y'all like cordial, y'all never really like talked before, y'all might just play the game before, but if you down about a girl or something like that and he's trying to help you, and even if you don't got advice, he's just there for you. Like, if you need anything, I got you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of friends, like, a lot of people make friends just to go to clubs and stuff. Like, that's not no real friend, that's like your associate, you know what I'm saying? But I say just pick your friends as you would pick, like, not everybody got a mom, but how you would pick your mom. How you want your mom to treat you, or how you want your father to treat you, with care, respect, and principles behind it. You know what I'm saying? Don't pick your friends because they got something that you don't. You see this group with designer and all that stuff, and he wearing Nike head to toe, baggy jeans and all that stuff, but he might be your best friend for the next 20 years, and they might be your enemy in the next 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Because it happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really just gotta pick them. You gotta be open. I can't lie. That's the only way. Like, I can't even tell you. Like, you just gotta be open, because, like I said, like, me and my friend, like the people that did try to do something to me, like, we was friends, but we was friends only doing bad stuff. They ain't never called me like, bro, you alright? Like, you know what I'm saying? I know I seen, you know what I'm saying, you lost such and such, like, you good? But Ryan and them, even when we went to other schools, like, bro, let's do this, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you gotta get out the house, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he always reached out, made sure I was like, even like, they make sure I'm eating healthy, you know what I'm saying? Like, like, you really gotta see who really supports you, like, and for who you are. And don't change for nobody. That's advice in general.
Good point. It made me think about those, going back to music, as Carlos said, Erykah Badu said, pick your friends like you pick your fruit. You know, and you made me think about the old school hip hop. He had a song called Friends. And part of the bar said, friends is a word we use every day, but most of the time we use it in the wrong way. And you can look the word up again and again, but the dictionary doesn't know the meaning of friends. You know what I'm saying? So when we talking about a true friend, I just came from a janazah. Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan lost his great companion, our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Brother Akbar, and he was standing over his casket, and he said, I want to teach you all about the importance of a true friend, you know, to have a true companion. You know, when we being friends, as you said, a friend might be somebody, he gonna correct you when you're wrong. You ain't always tell you what you want to hear, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo man, you gotta get it together, bro. You can't keep moving like that, you know what I mean? You're like, huh? Yeah, you gonna crash, you know what I mean? And so a lot of times we don't realize, as you just said, what a true friend is. We picking them, but we don't know, hey, I should be picking the one that's going to help make me do right when I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? And love me when I love, and I can do the same for him. And that's that we build together.
I don't want to keep bringing his name up, but Ryan, that's like, we've been through, like, I used to be in a relationship and like, she used to try like fight and all that stuff, right? Like she used to hit on me and stuff, right? And I was at like a breaking point. Ryan was like, bro, don't ever do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a man at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he corrected me on that. He might not even remember that, but
Shout out to
Shout out
Ryan.
to Ryan.
Shout out to Ryan. I had to get to it.
that's my boy. But even when I was doing what I was doing, like, I ain't telling him. So when I got bumped, he was like, he was like disappointed more than sad that I was gone. He was like, wow, like what was he doing that for? Like, that's my boy. Like, anytime you going through something, you got somebody, even if it's your fault, and they say like one line like, yeah, you did do that, you messed up, bro, but you gonna be good, cause it's gonna turn over. Even with him, like, he was going through like childhood stuff, like with his household and all that stuff. And I used to be like, bro, like, it's cool, bro, because when we get up, we gonna get out of there and we gonna stay together. Me, Ryan, and Xavier, we think we can run the world. Like, Brother Rim met all of us. Like, we feel like we can do anything together.
It's a circle right there.
Yeah, for real.
It's a circle.
In fact, one day, Brother Prince, maybe you can bring Brother Ryan and
For sure.
Brother on the,
For sure. Ryan, you invited next, man.
That's right.
But yeah, man, look, man, we appreciate you, man, coming to share your story. Man, whether you know it, I got my son here. I brought my son so that he could hear your story today. You know, he got me for sure, and he know that, but it's always good to hear a different perspective, especially from somebody that's not too far from his age too, man. You got anything you want to say?
You graduated from high school, right? Yeah. So, going into your senior year, what's like managing like grades and all that stuff? Like, what's one thing like you could take? Like, how do I manage school on my outside life?
So what's your outside life? Like with your clothing brand and stuff?
Yeah.
So I always, even though like I got into what I got, I still graduated with a great GPA, like a 3.3. So I was working with my cousin in his business. The only way, what grade you in right now?
11.
The only way, the way I did it is I did like exceptionally well, 11th grade to get half a days. But I say this, even if you don't get the half a days, you love doing your clothes. Mm-hmm. So this, or you going through high school and you making your clothes and stuff, do you do anything other than like, what's your hobbies like outside of like, cause something might have to get cut if that's something you love.
I was playing basketball a lot. Having season just ended, but going into senior year, I don't know if I'm going to play basketball again. I think basketball is something I might have to cut back on just so I can be able to push this out.
So your clothing line is sweet. You know what I'm saying? I wore that jacket that you got on at work today. Everybody was like, bro, like, let me get that joint. Like, I'm like, so you obviously love it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I hoop. I love hooping, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta know when to sacrifice something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I loved hooping, but when I seen hooping was messing with the businesses I do got going on, I stopped it. I can't do it no more, you know what I'm saying? Unless you about to go to the NBA, you know what I'm saying? And even if you was going to the NBA, like, you gotta figure out, like, when I'm able to do something, this is what I did, because I was still doing clothes and stuff in school. I finished everything in school. All my homework, I finished that joint in school. Did the clothing brand after school, or helped my mom make the clothes after school. Repeated the cycle. The only thing you gotta cut back for is basketball. unless you really want to go to the NBA.
What's up, man? Yeah, that's what's up, man. Let's give it up, man.
Man, well, this concludes our episode of the Hot Seat featuring Will. Once again, thank you, young God.
Thank you.
Continue to go out and be great, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you to my guys.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I
Yes, sir.
mean?
Thank you.
Glad to see y'all. Always a hoop.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gadget behind the camera.
Oh, no doubt.
You know what I mean? Yeah, let's go.
High school too.